Okay, the next scale that we need to note is F major. Now, the way it differs from C major is that instead of having a B note, it has a B flat in its place. Okay, so this is once again how we tell the difference between certain scales and certain keys. This one is played in first position, starting on our low E string, and goes for 2 octaves. In order, the notes are F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. So you actually won't be using your open B string at all when you play this scale. It's a common mistake that I see a lot of students make when they play it, is that they include the open B and it ends up sounding like this. Like a little bit bluesy. Obviously the examiner is not going to go for this, so very important, do not play that open B string. It's also played at 92 BPM and would sound like this. Okay, next scale we need to learn is the E minor pentatonic scale. This is essentially just the E minor scale, which you might or might not have learnt yet, but it contains the exact same notes as G major. It's sort of a yin-yang relationship between the two. But anyway, E minor or minor scales in general sound very dark compared to their major counterparts. The way the pentatonic scale differs is that it doesn't include the F sharp note or the C note, so it ditches them. It creates instead a 5-note scale, which is how it sort of gets its blues and rock kind of flair. It's a fantastic pattern to learn anyway, and yet again, make sure you memorize every single one of those notes, so if the examiner asks you about them, you're going to be able to tell him exactly where to play it. The scale is also played at 92 BPM and goes for 2 octaves, starting with an open this time, and you are in first position. If you've learnt this scale before, a lot of the time the teacher will tell you to play the 3rd fret on your high E string, so you can kind of sort of execute some rock licks. But the problem with doing that is that it's technically not the scale, it's 1 note higher than the 2nd octave. So what you need to make sure is that you don't go any higher than the open note. Those notes in order will be E, G, A, B, D, E, G, A, D, D, E. The last scale that you'll need to know is the E chromatic scale. There's a few things that I need to point out with this one. One, it looks very similar to a finger exercise a lot of students learn, which looks like this. But it isn't, okay? Despite similarities, it's actually just a scale that uses every single one of the notes in our first position, obviously without any doubles. So the way to tackle this is sort of to play open 1, 2, 3, 4 on each string, except for on your G string, where you're going to finish at the 3rd fret, and you only play the open on the 1st string. Now, I don't want you to cheat with this, even though I just gave you a big hint there. Once again, memorize your notes in order. The other thing to point out is that when you are ascending in this scale, the notes like F sharp and G sharp are called F sharp and G sharp. But when you're descending, their names actually will change to A flat and G flat. The reason being is that when a melody ascends, we use sharps to display accidentals. But if the melody is descending, we use flats in their place. The notes in order will be E, F, F sharp G, G sharp A sharp B, C, C sharp D, D sharp E, F, F sharp G, G sharp A sharp B, C, C sharp D, D sharp E. Then when you're descending, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E. And at speed, it should sound like this.